to response BLS 140 code 25150 4266 Solar cross the Jupiter dispatch 1.
What's going on, guys?
Yes, 140 copies.
Wait for some people to get in. Do another IRL stream. Hanging out. EMS week here in the US. That's super exciting. Hope my audio works. I feel like every time I stream for the first time on my phone, the audio doesn't want to work. So we shall see. It's a beautiful day out here, Hayward, California.
Berkeley response, medic 250 code 2 for a medical 213
popping off today here. We just got our lunch, so fortunately for us, have a little half-hour break. However, we can still get pulled into the system, so they need us. We will show up.
Yep.
Oh, welcome one, welcome all. Didn't have anything special planned today. Just kind of showing off, talking about EMS week. Talking about EMS, I don't know. Change things up a bit. I know people are liking these streams, so thought I'd add them to, I wouldn't say weekly, but add them to a pretty often stream schedule. Not scheduled though. So.
Open response, medic 252 code 3 for chest pain 7080 Fulton Boulevard, cross of Arrowhead, dispatch 3.
How's everybody doing? Everybody having a good time, hanging out? Partying hard? Not going crazy?
BLS 120 code 2 for a fall 15 days cross of Harp.
Waiting to go off duty? No. Can you hear me, by the way? I've been having issues when I start streaming that I don't have audio, so. No, we're currently posted at our main hub. Cool. Yeah, we're posted at our main hub right now. So, and probably the radio, I'm sure you can hear that.
Everyville response, medic 250.
No.
Redirect.
I'd be in uniform, but we were allowed to wear these t-shirts today. They have Falc on the front. They have a little EMS patch outside. See, EMS Strong on the back. For our EMS week this week. Pretty cool, pretty exciting, super thrilling. Oh. Only for you, Greg, only for you. Only ever for you, shall I add. We're sitting out here, out in Hayward, the Bay's out that direction. Absolutely beautiful. It's a little windy. I say windy, I say breezy. We're hanging out here. It's my stand right now for my phone. It's our radio. So, yeah, good times. Good times. Haven't had any good calls recently. Which has been, I mean, for civilization, that's a good thing, but for us, it's kind of boring. People are starting to come out now, convinced they all forgot how to drive.
Berkeley response, medic 356 code 3 for a sick person 2134 MLT.
Berkeley response. You know, they don't respond to Berkeley. They have their own fire department that transports. So. Let's see. Try and get that angle right. Can't wait to build my new computer. It's gonna be so nice.
Medic 355, code 3 traffic collision Kelly at Bayview.
Kelly and Bayview. It's open. Pretty sure. See, Kearns, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Having fun, just hanging out. Hanging out. Waiting on a call. I don't know how low this radio is for you guys, but It's all public information. If you want, you could access it from an online scanner and you can listen. Yes, it is a great time right now.
257 responding code 3 for heart palpitations. Patient
Heart
52-year-old
palpitations.
female.
The most common one you would hear us on would be
356
Alameda
from
County
Chest
Fire.
pain.
That's our dispatch too. So, I do sometimes via the Pulse app. Yep, Pulse works perfect. It's better than PA. Definitely right here.
355 also you're responding code 3
Yeah.
traffic collision.
I like listening to the radio.
No further information.
Alameda County Fire Department's a good one to listen to. Fremont Fire Department in California is another good one. Two different dispatch districts. So Fremont is our dispatch 1 section, and Alameda County is our dispatch 2 section. So there'd be a chance you guys could hear me on the radio if you were listening to that. I like the rain, sea currents. I personally like the rain. I think it's cool. Granted, I don't live in an area that rains a lot, so I have no issues with it. The only thing is working in the rain multiple days in a row kind of sucks. But we get some really cool calls out of it, just because people think they can drive like they do in the sun when it's raining, especially out here in California. People think they're like really good at driving in the rain, and realistically, not many people are good at driving in the rain. So, in case you haven't noticed, no radio strapped today either. My radio doesn't have a mic, and they only hand out mics to the radios that are broken, long story short. So, NBA Life is the same thing with tow. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Medic 353 head for 2030 Kennedy.
Happy we're close down here, not in Oakland. Oh, Brian, looks like I didn't turn the bot off.
Medic 408 El Brano Dyer.
Oh, well, it's all right. What you gonna do? Mistakes are made.
Medic 407 Blake Calamari.
Trying to think of like something I can do with you guys today. I showed you on that one stream the inside of everything, the guts and what we use it for, what we do and all that stuff. I think I've showed you guys the flash patterns. I had an idea this morning of what I was gonna do, but I totally spaced. I was so tired this morning, I don't even know what I had for breakfast. So.
Livermore response medic 588 respond code 3 for a sick person westbound 580.
This is also an example. I'm kind of happy the radio is right next to you guys. You can hear how busy our system is countywide. So we are the, last time I checked, 4th or 5th busiest county in the U.S. Usually it's thanks to Oakland, because Oakland has a lot of calls. We're low levels, I wouldn't say all the time, especially since COVID, but we're low levels a lot of the time. So it's just got to grind and work and clear hospitals, and you're only sitting for maybe 15, 25, 30 minutes at the peak hours, then you get another call. Sometimes you clear the hospital and you get a call right away. So it all just kind of depends on like what's going on. So. What could I show you guys? It'd be fun.
Albany response medic 254 code 3 for a medical 1000 San Pablo Avenue. Dispatch 3.
Popping off right now. Popping off. I don't know, is there anything you guys want to see? See, do, hear? I'd say touch or play with, but you're not physically here, so I can't give you the monitor or anything. Like a tourniquet.
Medic 588, switch over to TAC 3. Copy, TAC 3.
I don't know, what do you guys think? There's a couple things. I can talk about random stuff. I haven't had any good calls recently. There was actually, recently there was a, what we call an MCI, a multi-casualty incident. So it doesn't mean death, but it just means injury.
Open response, BLS 120.
And it was a like fentanyl group overdose. I think there was like 5 or 6 people involved. So that was pretty cool.
Copy 3.
Morning, Alco, medic 590 service.
That was really cool. I didn't get to run on that, but I know people that did. Said that they had to give a lot of Narcan.
Medic 254 Alpha, do you copy your call?
PC is here and all built and ready to go, or not built, but gonna be built. I'll definitely be making a video on it. I'm debating if I'm gonna live stream even just part of it, maybe putting it together. So we will see with that. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. Maybe live stream a piece of it. I know I'm gonna have to be looking up stuff all the time because I don't build PCs on the regular, so I just want to make sure I get it done and done right, for that matter. So.
Let's see. For clear for a second C7.
Medic 356 AOR.
Yep. Medic 584 Alpha.
Trying to see if I can fix.
Driver 584.
There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Clear for a second C7.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Lizzie. What's Mike doing? He's doing laps in his Suburban. That guy, doggy. No, I am not a cop. I am an EMT and I work on an ambulance. So, welcome to the stream as well. Maybe I will show off the box. Is that what I'm gonna do?
356. Who's on the car, sir?
Everybody that's new here, this is my ambulance. My ambulance. Beautiful views. Thank you for your service. Well, that's what I'm here for. I love what I do, and I appreciate it. Everybody knows back here. It's my office. Best office in the world. Who is that? I can't read your name. Is that Nug? I think it's Nug.
402, closest unit, code 3 for a medical 43417.
Smokey. What's up, Smokey? How you doing? Welcome. The bus. Exactly. That's the ceiling of the bus, and that's the oh shit rail. That is, you hang on to that.
49, code 3 for traffic collision northbound 238 at East 14th.
What's that? What is OSP Academy? Is there anything interesting? I kind of want to teach you guys something. What can I teach you? I can do a tourniquet something. That'd be kind of fun. Ohio State Patrol Academy next year. Ooh, you're going State Patrol? You didn't tell me. You didn't tell me. That's cool. It's exciting. Are we going on any calls today? No. I am currently driving, and it's probably not the best idea because people are starting to come back out and their driving is awful, and we have the greatest manners when we drive like sirens. At least I do. If you want to believe that. You shouldn't.
Medic 590 Alpha.
You shouldn't believe that. You're gonna try? Well, good luck to you, my man. I'm considering applying for CHP. I'm trying to become a flight medic with them, but we'll see how that works out. So, what's something exciting I can show you guys? So I've showed you guys the back of the box. You don't need to see that again. What do you guys want to know? There's like so much to know. What state am I in? I am in California. So I'm in California. I work out of Alameda County, which is in the Bay Area. So it's pretty cool. It's a different environment than probably a lot of what people are used to, because there's a lot of money here in the Bay Area. but the areas in which I work are usually some of the more poor areas of the Bay Area. I don't know if you caught what I show us where you keep all the good stuff. You mean that little box up there? That guy? That's our narc box. Carry Versed and fentanyl up there. Each paramedic has a lock combo that is kept secret, tucked away in their pocket. So, and everything's different. I don't have one because I'm not a paramedic, so I have no way of getting in there. We have more medications up top. We have like Zofran, which is for your nausea if you're gonna throw up. Amiodarone, adenosine, and atropine are cardiac meds. What else do we have? Toradol, Torlac, that's a pain med. What else do we have? We have Narcan, of course. He was joking. He didn't expect you to show anything. Show you anything. As long as it's within reason, I'm not going to get in trouble. I'll show you. What else? I didn't really go through last time. Here we go. So I didn't really go. I kind of flew through this stuff last time. So this is our IV roll, guys. So up here we have, there's only one little tourniquet left, but we got more in the box. So we have all different types of IVs here, like catheters, and different sizes for what you need for different people. So like you have your smallest size, which is your 24 gauge, or you have your biggest size, which is your 16s, which I actually don't see. Do we not have our 16s on board? All right, well, it looks like they're on the catheter. Then you have like your 18, right? So, oh, the 16s are up here actually. The 16's up here with the 24. So like, if I grab this guy, I'll show you the fronts and I'll show you the backs. So this right here, so 18 and 24, right? I know, I need to cut my fingernails. I understand. If you look at the difference in size, this is the 24 and this is the 18. If you look at the size, you can see the needle. That's smaller and that's much larger. So, just based on the size of the patient, based on the size of the vein that the paramedic wants to land. So we'll land those in. When you get an IV like this, the metal doesn't actually stick in your arm. It's only for the initial part. So if I grab, here, I'll open an 18 gauge for you guys, and I'll show you. So when you get an IV from like the hospital, God forbid you ever in the hospital, this is how we use it. So we have this little guy here, and I'll take the cap off real quick. Smokey, I'll get there in a second. We have auto loaders, which are machines. So, I'll flip it over. Better for my hand. So you have the needle here, right? That's our sharps container, which I'll use here in a second. On the end is a tiny little catheter, so this green thing, and then we take this and you insert the catheter. See how the needle pulls back? There's that little metal piece. So that's the needle, which you go into the vein, and then you advance the catheter, which then that sits in your vein. And so when you pull it all the way back, the needle, lock it in. Hang on, making it work. Feeling all right? This little guy is what sits in your arm. Little green catheter. So the needle is pulled back into the device here. It's a safety, so it can't be reopened, but we still dispose of it properly into our sharps. So this little piece is bendy. You see it? It's bendy. That's what sits in your arm. So where did that little? There it is. Oh, that's pretty cool. So anytime you get an IV, it's not metal in your arm, I promise. Smokey, as you asked. Yes, I got a duck to get out of the ambulance.
Pull
it all the way out. We have what we call autoloaders. So it gives us the ability to pull out the gurney. It can lift up to 700 pounds. So if I stay back. See, it's not necessarily the fact that they're lazy. it's a back saving device. So it's actually more of an investment for the company to have them use this. Sorry guys, shouldn't tell you wrong. Use this instead of actual lifting, because now you're going to reduce the number of back injuries that you get on the job, and then that's better for you, like your insurance, and they don't have to pay out as much and all that stuff. So it's actually, yeah, as much as it seems lazy, it's a back saving device. I can tell you, when you pick up a it makes sense, yeah. So it's when you have like a 600-pound patient, my heaviest patient I think was like 900 pounds. It's like, it makes your life a whole lot easier. So that's the cool part about that, and what makes it convenient. Let's see, so show you guys catheters, kind of went through all that. We have some like basic syringes and stuff we can use for medications, electrodes that you stick on you for cardiac monitoring. I talk about policies, talk about how we do things, how we run traumas. Each one's kind of different. What you see usually in TV shows, especially like Chicago Fire, Chicago EMS, I think is a new one. It's not all the same. It's still not that. It depends, but it's usually not that crazy. I know I went over this before, but I'll just do more in depth. Here's our backboards. So I can actually move it. This one's a scoop. You see how it's open in the middle there? We're able to split this board and pick somebody up with it. We have a pediatric board, I know we went over that. I can break open our spinal bag. If I can get this to work for me. Just break this open. So these little tags say they're done. I'll let our restock crews know once I'm done that they don't need to restock anything anymore. Unless we were on a call. Alright, so in this bag we have spider straps, which lay over the patient across their body while they're on the backboard. It keeps them secured to the backboard. We have C-collars, which go on the patient's neck to keep their neck stabilized. And then we have headbeds as well. We have two different types of headbeds. We have this one, which I've seen before. Oops, sorry guys. This is this one. You put it one on each side and you strap their head down. And we have this one, which is the same thing. This goes on each side of the head, and then there's a little foam board and we strap it down. So that's kind of the gist of things. Apologies if I just hurt your ear. That's in our spinal board, or spinal bag. So that's cool. All stuff to help save somebody's life. Make sure that they don't get hurt any more than they need to show. Alright, so close that up. I can go through our first in bag. Most of what's in there, as I can probably explain from the boxes. I'll just do that so I don't have to rip open. Well, I can rip open the boxes, rip open.
Open response unit 20 medic 240. Response code 3 for possible GSW.
Ooh, GSW in Oakland. Somebody got a gunshot wound. Let's see. All right, take care, Smokey. Thanks for dropping by. Henry, how much time do we have left? How much time on our lunch? 5? 3? All right, I'm gonna make this a little quick. What? What about the IGLs? Oh yeah. Should break one open and test it on you.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going through the first in bag, so I'll just use that one. Turn the radio on back here. It's gonna be super loud. Alright. So this is our first in bag. It's kind of daunting at first. It's huge. There's a lot of stuff in it. It's relatively heavy. But once you kind of learn it, it's pretty straightforward. It has everything we need in the first 5 minutes that's not in the box. We also have our drug box, which is in there as well. Carries our first in drugs. So this is trauma and airway only. We start off, we have a spit hood. You can see here, it goes over the patient that's been spitting on us. Usually it's on 5150s or something along those lines. We use this. It works out well. It's actually really nice because if they start spitting, then there's no need to like sedate them, and it makes life easier. All right, trauma. This is our heavy trauma section. We have our tourniquet. So tourniquet here. Put this around a patient's arm, strap it down, and then tighten the spindle here really tight till the bleeding stops. I have yet to use one myself. I've been on scenes that we've used them though. Let's see, we got some large abdominal pads. So it's just big pieces of gauze to help stop bleeding. Okay, we will do this guy first. This is called, I believe, a SWAT tee. Yes, it is. This is our SWAT tee. I don't know why it's sticky. It's gross. SWAT tee, as you can tell by the image, it's a very stretchy band that you wrap above a large laceration. It's the same thing as a tourniquet. So it's just a different style. I'll get to that in a minute. So these are our chest seals. Let's see, is there an image on it? Doesn't look like it. So these guys are super sticky. And what we use these for, usually like either stabbings or shootings or something to the chest region, sometimes the abdomen. And what we use them for is to help air out but not get back in. So when someone has like a gunshot wound to their chest, we put this on, and what that does is it lets the air out, and then when they breathe in, it doesn't get stuck back in. You've had to use all of those. I know, I'm sure you have. I hope not on people and just in training. Greg, tell me if you've used this one before. We have, it's called a Turkle needle. It's for our needle decompression system for the thoracic cavity. So you land it in between two ribs. The needle goes in, you pull the needle out, and this plastic catheter stays in, and it drains either, usually it's just air. I know sometimes in movies you'll see this and they'll put it in somebody, like they'll put it in the rib cage, right? And then you'll see blood come like squirting out. I've asked people that have used them before, and they're like, yeah, that doesn't really happen. It like kind of slowly comes out, if at all. So, all right, let me throw all that back in. But Greg, that doesn't surprise me that you've had to do that in the field. It's kind of wild. Set you guys down so I can close this. All this is to help us with success, or set us up for success. Set us up for success of helping out people who are very sick or injured. Okay. This next cabinet is our cabinet. Jeez. Next section is our pediatric section. So we have our OB kit, which is our delivery kit. So if we have a delivery in the field, we have some adult airway stuff as well. We have some like nebulizer treatments with albuterol, help with like asthma. A different style of nebulizer. Looks like we have some non-rebreathers, mostly breathing treatments though. Inline nebulizers. What's up, Bundle? Welcome to the stream, brother. You're jumping in. I'm going through our first in bag. So a pediatric, so it's a lot smaller than the adult one. Pediatric, it looks like, or adult nasal cannula. So just the things that you always see on like elderly people when they're on oxygen. So that's that section. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Before I get into the big kit section. How long is stream for? Until we get a call, basically. So we are currently sitting at post and waiting on a call. We just got cleared from our lunch. It seems a tad bit windy. I would agree. All right, welcome to the stream, Mr. Swag Pie. All right, so in this first section we have ice pack. Usually we just grab them from up there. Because this isn't usually needed right away, and to save it from this bag. We have two different types of tape. We have some regular saline we use to flush people's eyes out with if they get like pepper spray, which by the way, if you get pepper spray in your eye, nothing's gonna fix it. You gotta wait for it to wind off. I just forget the name of these things. Like I just call them bandages, like a wound wind up band. I don't know. There's probably a technical name and I'm spacing on it. Whatever. Grill me on it. We have triangle bandages. We have two of these. We have 2 of these. You can't stream the call and leave cam in the car. No, due to HIPAA reasons, I'd rather pre-record it and then release it on YouTube. I'm trying to figure out how I can do that and make it appropriate. So we have 2 of these triangle bandages. If you like break your collarbone or hurt your shoulder, we will use that on you. It essentially one goes like around your neck and keeps your arm like this, and then the other one goes around your chest and keeps your arm from moving up. Pretty straightforward. So you can rinse I rinse gel spray, but it doesn't really. Ew. It sounds gross. I'm gonna take a hard pass. Let's see. What else do we have in here? So on this other side, we have some sterile gauze. We have some petroleum gauze, which you can use to make a like informal chest seal. So you just tape 3 of the sides and it makes a chest seal. Acrylics, unsterile gauze, trauma shears, but I already have my own here with a flashlight and a couple other things. We have a pen light, which I wonder if it actually works. Haha, it does. Check pupils. That's more on trauma patients. We can check them also on like ETOH patients. See how they're doing. Alright. I will get to this big boy after. That's a very important section. We checked this one. We are going to get to our main section. Okay. So in our main section, this is what you see when you first open it up. This is our pediatric section. So before we had a pediatric and airway stuff, this is our main pediatric section. We have stuff that we need for a pediatric, severe and heavily injured pediatric for airway management right here. That's what that is for. We open this up. We have our ears on this side, also known as a stethoscope. We call them ears, so you guys all know like what the doctors carry around. That is a stethoscope. So our ears are in here. Over here we have our ET tubes. If I can get it open. Hold up. If I can get it open. We have our ET tubes, which are these guys. Endotracheal intubation. So for us to intubate in the field, this is what we have. There's multiple sizes. I, as an EMT, cannot do that. I actually gotta listen to the radio now because they're off lunch. I cannot do that as an EMT. You by yourself? No, my partner's up front. My partner is up front. He's a paramedic, so he's the reason that I can be with all this gear, technically. All right. I will get to that in a second. Alright, these things are cool. So let's just grab the medium sized one. This is called a NIJO. This fancy dancy looking thing here. I think that's backwards for you guys. Oh no, because it's upside down. I think it's still backwards for you guys because it's backwards for me. Either way. This is a supraglottic airway. You take these when you have a patient that is not breathing and unconscious. You put some lubricant on them and then you put them into their airway, and it creates a secure airway all the way through your neck, compared to an OPA, which is a little plastic piece that goes into your mouth. It creates a secure airway all the way down to the base of your oral pharynx and up to your epiglottis? Yes. Don't quote me on that. Still trying to remember all this stuff. I'm glad I'm doing this because this helps me a lot too. So we have multiple sizes in there. We have 3 different sizes. They are weight-based. This first one, which is a 3, is 30 to 60 kilos. This next one, I believe, is 60 to 100. It is so loud. I actually got it to work. Awesome. Doug Van, thank you for the 2 months in a row. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, that just totally threw me off. Holy crap. So this one is 50 to 90. It was hella loud on me, for me too, I agree. I like panicked. And then 90 plus for this last guy. So it's 2.2 pounds to 1 kilo. So you gotta do quick math on scene. If you have somebody, if we estimate them to be 100 pounds, oh, our supervisor's here, hang on. like walking by. He probably was, honestly. He's probably like, what was that noise? Oh my god. Guys, help. So you have a guy that's 200 pounds, you do that math with 200 pounds, you do. So 2.2 of that, basically, the best way to. I get caught up on the math sometimes, and I'm like, it's kind of complicated. That's why I'm not using slots. Yes, I am. That's why it worked. I get caught up on the math sometimes. That's why I'm like, I need to train myself to be better with the math. Like, sometimes I wonder how my partner does like quick measurements, or he's like, oh, okay, it's 30 kilos is this much milligrams, and I'm like, oh my god, how my brain and just it doesn't work. So I've always been told you do, you know, it's 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. So you do times 2 what you think it is. So if you think it's 200 pounds, it is really windy outside. Or we'll just do 220 to make the math simple. You think it's 220, so you do times 2 of the 200 pounds, or 100 kilos times 2, right? So that's 200 pounds. And then you do half or a quarter of that, which gives you in the ballpark. So it's complicated. My brain sometimes doesn't wrap around it. It just comes with practice, and I make it probably sound a lot more complicated than it really is, to be perfectly honest. Moving on. So those 3 different sizes, and then we have our pediatric ones. You see how small they are. I hope to God I never have to use one of these. It is really windy. I apologize for the noise. Actually, you know what? I'm going to close the doors. I'm going to be a normal human and close the doors. Boom. All right. That should be able to fix it. Yes, I am able to talk on the radio. It's one of the things that we do fairly often, actually. And maybe, depending if we get a post move, I will talk on the radio for you guys right in front of you. Okay, moving into the rest of this, we have our bag valve mask. This is the device you see in movies all the time where they're breathing like really fast with this. That's not how you do it, and also you don't squeeze the whole bag. You squeeze enough to see chest rise and fall. Ignore that stream elements thing. I can't turn it off. You know, human error, whatever. So that's how that works. That's how we breathe for people. Oh, wait a minute. No, man, these are sealed. Oh, we're gonna bring the toys out. Hallelujah. All right. Boom. Bag valve mask. Right. We have the bag here. There's a valve here and the mask here. BVM. Bag valve mask. It's pretty straightforward. This goes to the patient's nose like that. I'm not going to touch it or put it on my face because we're going to have to use it on the patient eventually. And this goes to oxygen. This fills up with 100% oxygen. And then that's how we give oxygen to the patient. This same attachment can go onto these guys, the eye gels I showed you. They attach onto the back. And then you just breathe for the patient. Look at your cool sub badge. Yes, it is amazing. I love it. So that is what we use these for. Oh, the rescue pods are in there. Let me put that back. I know, terrible noises. I apologize. And then we have the same thing for pediatric size. It's a lot smaller. And I believe we have a neonate size as well. We do. The neonate size is even smaller. I'm not going to break it open. Just keep the seals on them. But it's even smaller, if you guys can see. It's literally the size of my fingers. Because neonates and pediatrics have much smaller lungs. The other 2 things that we have in this, or other couple things we have in this compartment. I know, right? I hate those videos too. And I even have a crappy mic, so it's like not even helpful. This is called our CPAP device. I kind of talked about it briefly. It's constant positive air pressure. We put this on our patients that are having a really hard time breathing. So we secure this on them on oxygen that's faster than what a normal non-rebreather is, and it helps them breathe. You're hungry? Yeah, so am I. I agree. Get around here. Sorry for the flip. And then the last few thing is we have a blood pressure cuff right here, and then we have our O2 tank, and whatever else is at the bottom of that. I don't know. Let's see. Let's find out. Surprises. I like surprises. It's nothing. So actually, I'll throw that away. I'll be irresponsible. And our oxygen tank. So that is what is in the main compartment. That's kind of like, this is the compartment of oh crap. Things are getting real. So realistically, I should never have to open this unless we're on like a really big scene. Do we-
Caterpillar response
where
medic
do we get moved?
355 enhanced universal precaution
Oh, we
for
did.
Code 3 medical Eden Hospital. 20103,
Tacos
Lake
sound
Eagle
good.
Road,
Actually, I was
across
talking.
Congress.
Come on, phone. Behave.
Dispatch 2.
There we go. I was talking about getting tacos earlier with my partner. Sounds really good right now, honestly. Alright, so I'm going to close this up. I definitely did not do a good job closing this up.
Sellers to response, BLS 131. Respond to stage code 2 for an assault, 15996. Nielsen Avenue, cross the BLS Alabama. Dispatch 2.
And the final
BLS 131, copy.
Right. The last thing is our airway roll. And then we have to get going. It's not like urgent, but just we gotta get going. Alright, open this bad boy up. So this rolls out.
Go ahead with traffic.
Airway roll. So like I showed you in here, those ET tubes, we have the stuff to be able to put those in. So you have your handle for the blade. It's your handle here. Got a little light in it. This is the handle. Here's all the blades. These are what you use to intubate somebody. And you pick their jaw. From my understanding, I do not know how to intubate. From the things I've seen, you basically pick up their jaw and their tongue. You look into their airway and you try to put the tube in the airway. That's how it works. Like I mentioned before, these are the OPAs. So these are OPAs. You measure them out on a patient right here, like this, right? That was way wrong. Oh my God, corner of your mouth to the ear. I was like, what am I doing here? That's not. So corner of your mouth to the ear, and if it fits, that's the one that goes in. You go in sideways past the tongue, and then you basically go down in the airway, and it sits. So I can get the angle right. It sits essentially like that in your airway, if that makes sense. It creates a solid airway, so the tongue doesn't get forced down into the throat, and then you now have a blocked airway. So that's pretty cool. We have NPAs here. I know Greg knows what these are. NPAs. They go into your nose. So it establishes an airway from the front of your nasal pharynx all the way to the back of your nasal pharynx, which is the end of your, or towards the back of your oral pharynx.
Medic 358 code 3, traffic collision, Washington Avenue at Llewellyn Boulevard. Dispatch.
There's always an accident there. There's always an accident at that intersection. So that's pretty much it for the most part of our first in bag. We have to get rolling now, just because it is currently popping. It is popping off in our county. I think I'm gonna talk to one of my supervisors, see about taking you guys on like a ride along of like, can I videotape us going to calls, and then as we get close to the address, shutting it down. I'm still working on footage for the code 3 responses, as I promised. Yes, with that, I believe I am going to go ahead and end because we got to get going. We got to move to a different part of the county and do that, and I am driving. Yeah. Wait a second here, guys. Don't want to lock you in there. I'm not going to do a raid today. No. I'm not going to... What? Did I just block myself in here? Oh, God. I'm not going to do a raid just for the fact of... It was complicated last time and it sounded like it didn't really work. I don't know. So I'm not going to do a raid. Streams will be coming back soon. I'm going on vacation next week. I got all my new computer parts. And 5M streams will be coming back in full swing, in full graphics and everything. So I'm super excited for that. I will also be doing a video on my computer build. I'll probably stream in the middle of it, say, hey, what's up, from my phone. You guys can see how the process is going, and then I'll upload the full and complete video for you guys of the build. So that's kind of where I'm at. I appreciate everybody coming out. Nug, thank you for the resub. I really appreciate it, and keeping it going. Of course you're leaving. Yes, I do. I have a job and I got things to do. So I will leave you with this. I will leave you with this beautiful light pattern that I feel like we could do a lot more with at our company, but it's okay because it gets the point across. So, yeah, I'll show you guys the front. Here's the front, nothing too exciting. Simple is good, yes. Very straightforward. And you guys can say it look at you. I mean, yeah, I mean it's most iconic value pattern ever. I believe so. I do agree with that. So, alrighty guys, take care. Nice parking. Yes, we were parking out of the shade. So, or out of the sun, not the shade. So, keeping us out of the sun. We are in the shade. Let me turn that off because that's obnoxious. So, alright guys, take care. Have a good one. Stay safe. Yeah, 8. Stay safe. Stay corona-free, or COVID-free. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks for dropping by, and have a good one.